Hola a todos. Hi everybody, I'm Meg. Sorry, started that out in Spanish. I just did the Spanish version of this video, which is also on the channel. But now I'm in English. Woo, English brain, here we go. But I'm Meg with Mama Bear Yoga, or Mamá Oso Yoga. Today we are going to do day 3 in our Energy series or playlist. Energy is designed to introduce you to a few very short 12-minute or less sequences that you might run into if you go to a power yoga class here in the United States. Or if you are someone who's new to yoga and just looking to get a little bit of workout on, a little bit of sweat, this playlist is perfect for you. Today we are going to be pretty much on our hands and our knees for quite a bit. So if you do not usually practice with a blanket or a mat or a towel, go ahead and pause the video so you can get one of those things to put under your knees and hands for a little bit of support. But with all that being said, here we go. Vamos. And we are going to start off today in tabletop. Double check and make sure that your wrists are under your shoulders and that your knees are under your hips. And then whenever you're ready, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tail, and go to cow pose. Inhale. And when you exhale, arch your back and curve on through to cat pose. Drop your belly and inhale for cow. And arch your back for cat. So we're wanting to get our spine warmed up, our hips warmed up, our shoulders and all warmed up too, before we do some more challenging work. So you might decide to curve your body into a C shape if that feels best, to stretch it out, one side and the other. Maybe you draw some circles with your hips or go for a figure 8 shape with your body as well. Maybe you just rock back and forth a little bit, stretching your shoulders out in tabletop. But choose one way to move and warm up for about 3 more breaths. And then go ahead and curl your toes under, lift your knees, and come on up to downward facing dog. You might bend your knees one at a time to stretch out a little bit. Maybe you rise up on your toes. And maybe you just, oh, there go my ankles popping. Maybe you just stay still for a moment here in downward facing dog. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. One more breath out. And then go ahead and lift your right leg up and towards the sky. Draw some circles with your ankle. And then I want you to think about drawing your knee in towards your chest as you take it across to your left elbow. Pause here. Exhale and rise back up with that leg in the air. Now think about taking your knee up and in towards your chest and then all the way to your nose. And then rise it back up. Now take that right knee up and around to your right elbow. Pause. And bring it on back to 3-legged dog. Lower that foot to the ground if you need a moment to rest in tabletop or maybe in child's pose. Feel free to do so. Or you can hang out in downward facing dog, stretching a little bit there before we move on to the other side. Take one more breath. In and out. And then we're going to get that left side. So go ahead, lift up your left leg. Draw some circles with your ankles. And then think about bringing your knee towards your chest as you take it over and across. Left knee to your right elbow. Pause. And now, taking that leg back up. Left knee to your left elbow. Pause once again. And I did that a little out of order, but now we are going to take our left knee up and in and through to your nose. And then stretch your leg up behind you and lower it. You can rest now in downward facing dog. Come down to all fours if that is most comfortable. Or take a moment in child's pose. Any and all are good here. Take 3 breaths wherever you are. Let your body reset. If you're resting in downward dog, we're coming to meet you. Those of you who are in child's pose or all fours, curl your toes under. And we are going to repeat that sequence with three-legged dog a little bit faster this time. Right leg comes up. Take your right leg, cross it over to your left elbow, and back up. Now right knee comes up towards your nose. Kick it back up. Right leg to your right elbow. Awesome. And kick it on up. Lower. And we'll do the same thing on your left side. Left leg comes up. Left knee to right elbow. And then back. Left knee to your nose. And then back. And then left knee to your left elbow. Awesome. Now you are going to lower that knee and shift to plank pose. Then either lower or just drop down to your belly. Oh, good job. Nice work. From here, place your elbows so they're under your shoulders. Think about having your hands really pressing into the earth. In Sphinx pose here, think about your neck extending up nice and tall. Go ahead and take your gaze to the right. And then your gaze over to the left. Bring it back to center. And from here, you've got two options. Either way, you're going to draw your hands under your shoulders. From there, you can either press up to all fours, or you can lift your kneecaps and press up to a plank. Either way, even if you start with all fours, from there, once you've gotten to that plank, you're going to want to shift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. For this next sequence, you're going to want to think about taking your hips and your torso over a hurdle, over a bridge, almost making a rainbow shape with your body. So nice and slow, imagine your hips going up, your torso going up as you cross over that hurdle, head reaching forward, and then settle into plank. And then once again, going in the exact opposite direction, shifting up, moving back to your downward facing dog. We'll do that 4 more times. Take your hips and your body up, over the invisible hurdle, to plank. And now in reverse, moving nice and slow, up and over the fake hurdle. And then moving back to downward facing dog. You're doing amazing. Up and over to plank. Nice work. One more time. And bring it on back to downward facing dog. And from here, go ahead, lower your knees, and then lower your arms, and take a moment in puppy posture to stretch it out so your hands can just kind of flop on the mat. Your butt is pointing up towards the sky, for lack of a better term, and your head is resting on the mat. And then draw your line with your nose to look up and lower all the way down to your belly. We're going to come back to that Sphinx pose. So your elbows are under your shoulders, hands are nice and pressed. And then from here, we are going to go to a forearm plank. Hang in there, you're doing awesome. So go ahead, and I'm going to scooch a little so you can see better. Lift up your knees, curl your toes under. Take your right toes off the mat and tap. And then your left toes off the mat and tap. Right toes off, left toes off, right toes off, left. You can go faster if you want to get a little more cardio going. You can go nice and slow. Whatever works. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees. Oh, you've done a great job. If you're tired, if you stopped at some point in the video, it's all good. When you try it again, it'll be a little bit easier, I promise. Go ahead, take your left hand, put it on your right knee. Right hand swims behind you for a gentle twist. Sit up nice and tall. Release. Right hand to your left knee. Left hand swims behind you. Gentle twist. Very nice work. Cross your left or your right arm over your chest and gently stretch it a little more with your left. And switch. Right hand stretching out, left hand supporting. And release. Wonderful work today. If you're exhausted, that means that you did great. If you're not exhausted, that's awesome. That means you're already super strong. But for everybody, just by showing up today, you've already proved that you are a lot stronger than maybe you think you are or realized. Draw your hands to your heart. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. So proud of you for taking this time for you. See you later.